Nintendo just dropped a overview trailer for the Mario Wonder Switch 2 edition, because I'm not saying all this. Yep, we know that the game is coming out at the end of March 26th to be exact, and they gave us pretty much everything that we need to know while still leaving a lot of secrets untapped. Because what the heck is going on here? Well, first off, let's talk about Bellabel Park. It showed more of the multiplayer games that you can play with your friends, and there's like different sections of the park depending on how you want to play. You could play locally, where everybody has their own version of the game. You can also share the game with like multiple other people where you can all play, which is pretty cool. But yeah, you could play up to 8 people locally or up to 12 people online. And some of these mini games and missions look kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie. There's one where you have to constantly fly up with a propeller flower, or one where everybody's in a giant roller skate and you're trying to dash to the end of the desert. I really like this one. Or one where everybody's in this little hover car trying to reach the end of the Bowser Castle area. I really like this. It seems to be like an actual race against your friends, so whoever reaches the end first wins, which is actually pretty cool. There's even one where everybody's holding on to this little bouncy ball and you had to bounce all the way to the top of the level. There's so many cool like little vehicle gimmick objects that they added, and I really like this. It just gives me more reason to think that they could really snap with the next Mario Maker. Adding all this stuff would be insane. Like, I've always really wanted a Mario Maker 3D allowing us to make 3D custom levels, but honestly, with what I'm seeing with this Mario Wonder update, I mean, just bring in an awesome, well-made, from the ground up, fully fleshed out with content Mario Wonder game style, and they could snap. Now, they also added this little Captain Toad mode, which I thought was pretty cool. It's a training camp, and it reminds me a lot of new Super Mario Bros. U's kind of multiplayer co-op mode. If you guys remember, there was a mode where one player actually uses the Wii U gamepad and can place blocks around for the other players to jump on and complete the level. I used to play it with my dad all the time, and we try to go for the gold achievement on all the missions, but yeah, it was like really difficult. And I could see this being something very similar. This is more co-op based instead of competing against your friends. And I'm wondering if you could play this alone. I think you can. I mean, for people that really don't have friends or people that just want to just relax and play by themselves, I hope that's an option. There is some single player aspects to this. I'll get into that in a second. But yeah, another thing I'm actually kind of worried about is I haven't really seen anything that told me that you can play with randoms online. And that one is kind of upsetting. I mean, it just keeps talking about local play and playing online with friends, and it brings up friends over and over and over again. I don't think you can play with random people online. Like, you can't just jump into a lobby and play with randoms, which kind of sucks. Like, I was hoping there was something like that, or maybe like a little ranking system for some of the modes, something to get people to jump on and play and, you know, maybe even make some new friends. But it looks like you have to be playing with friends, which kind of sucks. I don't know why Nintendo does that. That's the only real complaint that I have out of this whole thing so far. The Koopalings make their return, but unfortunately, Nintendo doesn't show us much. I mean, they stick with just Wendy once again, just like the reveal trailer. I get that there's 7 Koopalings and maybe they want to keep them all secrets. I like that. I actually don't have a big problem with that. But it looks like in each world, we'll be on the hunt for a specific Koopaling, and this new bird character will help us hunt them down. It'll also show the difficulty of the Koopaling that you're hunting down. For instance, Wendy is a 2-star difficulty, and it states, "Urgent recruit report. I found one of the Koopalings deep in a forest. I'll hide in the trees so I can keep an eye on her. The forest does seem different than usual today. Please get here as fast as you can." Now, they show Wendy at the Piranha Plants on Parade stage, and she's actually transforming into a giant Cheep Cheep. This is actually extremely random, but yet pretty cool. I like how it's not just us fighting Wendy, but instead they incorporated her into an entire stage that's repurposed, and also gave her what seems to be a boss battle that's designed around this giant floating Cheep Cheep form, which could very well be a direct callback to some of her past boss battles. I've seen a lot of people online thinking this is the most random thing ever, but it kind of makes sense. Look back at New Super Mario Bros. Wii, where she fought Mario in an underwater arena that would rise and lower. Now, she probably should be in the beach world in Mario Wonder. That would make more sense, but regardless, I feel like this is kind of what they're referencing. And the last 2D Mario was New Super Mario Bros. 2 on the 3DS. It also had an underwater battle arena for her, where Cheep Cheep also appeared in the arena as well. And of course, she will use her rings that she always uses in the past boss fights, but this time it looks like they're more like warp gates that she can travel through. So yeah, it's safe to say that I love this so much. It finally looks like we're getting some more unique boss fights in Mario Wonder. I am wondering though, is it just one stage and one fight with each Koopaling? Like, are we going to be able to fight Wendy multiple times, or is it just going to be one time and it's over? If it is just 7 repurposed old stages stages with 7 quick boss fights, I will be a little let down, but you know, we're gonna have to wait and see. I'm guessing there could be a chance where maybe Wendy runs around into different levels in one world. We also know there's gonna be new levels, it seems. Or it might just be a world that I don't recognize at the moment, because it could just be a pre-existing level that's just now covered in this thick smog. I mean, the ground and terrain and even the background with the forest seems to still be in that same world from World 1. And yeah, that's all we need to talk about with this scene. I'm teasing, yes, of course, Mario seems to have a brand new power-up here, which is so strange. The bird drops an item down onto the stage, which seems to be a mushroom that's built like a potted plant. It's a pot mushroom. Wait. I really love the animation of him jumping in the pot before transforming, and he just pretty much turns into a plant. Yeah, like a little rose flower. He even runs and stands idly like a flower, like his legs will be close together and he'll just kind of pose with his arms out. Now, what does this power-up even do? I have no clue. He just starts chucking flowers up into the air, and they fly up vertically, extremely fast too. I don't understand what the purpose of this could be. Is it just to hit enemies above you? Does it create platforms that you can actually leave out? Like, can you send it up and press the button again and it will leave a platform for you to jump on? I don't know. It's very strange. But guess what? Rosalina is also here. This was already kind of leaked when it was first revealed through like some promotional art on Nintendo's website or something, but it's cool to see her, and Luma's going to be joining her. You can actually see her fallen spaceship or starship from the actual Mario Galaxy games, which is pretty cool. After all this time, she finally fixed it. Now, of course, every character in Mario Wonder plays the same, so there's not like a big difference here besides whatever the elephant form's gonna look like. I also just realized every character is probably gonna get a flower power-up transformation look to them, which if Mario's looking that thick, can you imagine what my girl Daisy looking? All right, moving on. Luma's back, but once again, just kind of here to be a co-op gimmick. One person can play as Luma and just fly around and collect things. It's not a big deal, but I mean, like, you can also hit enemies, so like, I guess it's something. The fact that there's so many other playable characters to choose from, this is really inoffensive. I mean, I feel like if anything, this is mostly for like younger children, and also an excuse to use mouse controls again. And also there's an easy mode. Once again, probably for younger children, where you don't really take damage from anything. Wait, does that mean that Yoshi and Nabbit are no longer tied to being easy mode characters? That's interesting. And of course, Nintendo can't help themselves. More Amiibo. Yep, we're getting 3 Mario Wonder Amiibo. I can't lie, I kind of have to get the Elephant Mario one. The other 2 I don't necessarily need. It's a Captain Toad one that features the talking flower, and also a Poplin one that features Prince Florian. I am still not a fan of Switch 2 editions, and I don't think I ever will be. I personally still think a lot of this stuff, if not all of this stuff, should have just been in the game day one, but it is cool to see, and I will admit, this is probably one of the better Switch 2 editions I've seen so far. This looks pretty cool, and I can see me and my friends having a good time with this, maybe for a singular night. However, I do think that single-player content is going to be the bulk of what I'm interested in. Seeing the Koopalings and all their transformations is pretty cool. Once again, it should have been there day one, but at the end of the day, I am glad that better boss battles seem to be coming to this game. But what do you think of this new Mario Wonder update? Are you excited for it? Do you not care? Are you mad that it wasn't, free? Are you mad that you have to pay for it for the Switch 2 edition? Let me know what you think down below, and I hope you all have a blessed day. See you guys.